O Messi também consegue hat-trick, consegue fazer uma coisa. O que é que isto diz sobre ela?
Now I understand why Cristiano Ronaldo asked Mbappe for help to compete with Messi.
3-0 win over Sweden, led by a brace from Kylian Mbappe, who is now the player with the most goals in the knockout rounds of any World Cup. Plus, he's definitely hot on Lionel Messi's tail, not just for the Golden Boot for this one, but also to become the most prolific goal scorer in a World Cup of all time.
Yes, it slowly started, I would say, in a way that it took them maybe 20 minutes to get into the game, but after when they started to work together and started to find each other in the best way, they were only one team on the field, and those three at front, you know, with on top of it Rabiot working hard, it's simply a nightmare for the opponents. I mean, Dembélé, Olise and Mbappe, when they work together, it's impossible to catch with them. So I'm very pleased. I think I don't see any team being capable of winning so easily a World Cup game right now. But it's still a long way to go, and you will have to be 100% if you want to achieve something. But so far, so very good.
Ooh la la.
Oh la la, indeed. Don, you loved that one.
And look,
it's not quite Scotland, but it'll do.
No, we'll latch on to Frank for this tournament, I think. But the XG3 was very kind to Sweden.
Yeah.
Because it could have been 6 or 7, and it should have been. I'll give Sweden a little bit of credit for the fight they put up in the first 40, 45 minutes of the game, and then France just took over. And the more the game went on, you think this is going to be 4, it's going to be 5, 6, whatever they want it to be. But they absolutely dominated the Swedes.
Absolute domination from France. A statement win too, Stevie, as if France really needed to make a statement.
If anybody was unsure about France's qualifications, you saw it today. And yes, Sweden gave it their all from the first to the last. And it's a good job, because it would have been more than 3. Had they packed it in, because at one stage it was like schoolboys. I mean, it was men against boys. France was so good. And I'm not even sure Magic Mike had a save to make, you know, and that's not saying that Sweden didn't. On a couple of occasions,
Elanga was dangerous, wasn't he?
Yeah, on a couple of occasions they got close, but they never quite managed to get in and on the end of anything.
What the craziness for me is, before the first goal, they started to produce, you know, actions, and they say hit the post, you know, offside, whatever it could be.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
The Olise bicycle kick.
Yeah, Olise bicycle. But it's like it was like the Harlem Globetrotters, you know, where when there is a show with kind of a suspense, but they know exactly what they're going to do, and then they destroy the opponent.
It was a matter of time, wasn't it? Yeah. What you're talking about, we were all sitting thinking the same thing. It's a matter of time before they get the opening goal.
Yeah.
Because they were just so much in command. They were creating, and the fact that the woodwork got in the way a couple of times, and the goalkeeper made an incredible save with his feet.
Yeah.
But it really was a waiting game. You knew it was coming, and of course, eventually it did come. And surprise, surprise, it's Mbappe, dancing feet. I know it's Gyökeres he goes past, but a couple of superb touches that open everything up for him. And then he shoves it in the top corner. So, no shock.
And I want to talk about 2 specific players, and this probably won't surprise you. Of course, Kylian Mbappe and Michael Olise. They were brought off, but job was done by then. And then it was absolutely a flex from France to bring on the likes of Cherki and Mateta. Just unbelievable. We'll get to that in a bit. But Frank, 6 goals now for Kylian Mbappe in this World Cup. 5 assists already from Michael Olise in this World Cup. Can anyone stop them at the rate they're going?
Right now? No, it's impossible. They're on their best of their fitness, on their cleverness, the technique that Olise is capable of showing. I mean, the pass on the assist for Barcola. It thoughts like deeply in between the legs. It's not a nutmeg, but it's a real assist when he thinks about putting the ball in between the legs of the Swedish players to assist Barcola. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course, Mbappe, from the first ball that he touched, you say, ooh, he's in a very good mood. He's in a very good time, and he's gonna produce. And it's what happened. And those players are just geniuses, and they're unstoppable when they are their best, and when they are supported by a great coach but great partners as well. They are at the top of their football, and they know exactly what they do. On the first goal, it's Olise who gives to Dembélé, who gives to Mbappe. And that's what it is. They know each other, they find each other, they look for each other. That's amazing. And that guy, Kylian Mbappé, there's no way that Messi can keep that record.
Yeah.
That's what it is, because he's only 27. He's going to score many goals until maybe the final of this World Cup. He's going to play another World Cup. He's going to score like 22, 23, 24 goals in a World Cup. So he's going to explode any records for a human being in football, which is only deserved, I would say.
Which is amazing to think that Mbappe now is on par with Lionel Messi when he's over a decade younger than him and has played in a lot less World Cups than him. But just looking at this World Cup now, when you see Mbappe like this, and as Frank was saying, you're looking at him, especially with the assistance of an Olise playing at their best. How many goals are we looking at? Are we saying 20? 25 maybe?
Yeah. Do you know the one thing I took away from the way he's started this World Cup, Kylian Mbappe, and I might be in the minority, he's playing with far more enjoyment for France than he does Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I get that feeling, whether that's the coach, whether that's putting on that French jersey.
Is that who's also around him?
Yeah. I just think he takes more responsibility when he plays for France. It's almost like, you know, he knows he's a star man, and he probably knows he's a star man at Real Madrid, but there's something different about watching him. And that might be playing with Barcola or Doué or Olise and playing for Deschamps, who lets him play, and they put them in a structure. But you look at his goals and you think, this guy's going to be around for another decade. So the goals that he's going to score overall, he's a phenomenal player. Sometimes, and again, I might be in the minority, but sometimes when you're watching for Real Madrid, his attitude's not the same. It can be a little bit arms in the air, a little bit frustrated. When he plays for France, I see a guy that's enjoying his football, and it comes across that way. And he plays better when he's in that mood. There
is one thing that I thought during the game. I say Mourinho is watching the game, and he say, Mr. Perez, can I get Olise, please? Because that would be very interesting.
I think Ole Hoeneß might have a thing or two to say about that.
You'd have to rob a bank.
They would have to rob a bank at this point.
Do you know the one thing I think we're forgetting? As great as Mbappe is, and as magic as his total is going to be, and as great as he is now, if you take Mbappe out of the French team,
it doesn't matter.
I think France will still win the World Cup. I don't think we're talking about Mbappe and Messi here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think if you take Messi out of Argentina, they ain't winning the World Cup. If you take Mbappe out of this team, they'll still win the World Cup.
You just put Dembele as the false nine, you bring Doué in. The depth is
and you have Cherki,
remarkable.
you have Mateta. I mean, that's incredible. The forward line is amazing, and we don't have any other national team who can cope with that. That's impossible.
It's pretty clear that Cristiano Ronaldo called Mbappe to score more goals so he could keep up with Messi in the World Cup Golden Boot race, since he can't do it himself. To put things into perspective, Erling Haaland has reached a new milestone at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. He now has 5 goals in the tournament, officially surpassing Cristiano Ronaldo's best ever tally in a single World Cup, which was 4 goals, set in 2018. Haaland has eclipsed Ronaldo's best World Cup campaign, and he did it with Norway. It's ridiculous how little impact Ronaldo has had at World Cups. At this point, all he and his fans can do is hope Mbappe helps him take on the GOAT. But Ronaldo and Mbappe forgot one thing. Messi will answer Mbappe's goals against Cape Verde. This World Cup is absolutely insane. Kylian Mbappe seems to have been born to play in the FIFA World Cup. In just 3 matches, the French superstar has already surpassed Miroslav Klose's record. Klose was, until recently, the tournament's all-time leading scorer before being overtaken by Lionel Messi. Mbappe now leads France's scoring charts, while Michael Olise has been the team's creative force. Olise registered his 6th World Cup assist in the round of 16 against Sweden, setting up France's opening goal. It was a goal straight out of the Mbappe playbook. From a well-rehearsed corner routine, Olise slipped the ball to his teammate, who, in the blink of an eye, produced an overhead kick, beat his defender, and curled the ball into the far top corner, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance. The celebration carried a double meaning, as Kylian dedicated it to Didier Deschamps, whom he embraced after returning from the funeral of his mother, who recently passed away. That was not Mbappe's only goal of the night. Early in the second half, once again assisted by Olise, he scored France's 3rd and his 18th career World Cup goal, just one shy of Messi's all-time record. However, no player has ever scored more goals in World Cup knockout matches than Mbappe. His tally of 10 surpasses the previous mark of 8 shared by Leonidas and Ronaldo Nazario of Brazil. Kylian Mbappe's relationship with goals is simply extraordinary. Moreover, with France unlike at Real Madrid, he has a teammate in Michael Olise who, understands his movement perfectly and consistently brings out the very best in his game. That partner is Olise, whose left foot delivers passes into places that seem almost impossible. After scoring the opening goal, the French captain wasted no time embracing his coach, Didier Deschamps. It was a heartfelt gesture to thank him for standing by him in the face of criticism in the past, but above all, to show his support following the death of Deschamps' mother just a few days earlier. For that reason, the coach was absent from the bench during France's victory over Norway in their third group stage match. As the game drew to a close, the veteran manager substituted Olise and Mbappe, the two standout performers on the pitch. He made a gesture toward Mbappe that caught everyone's attention, bowing to him several times. Whether it was in recognition of the gesture itself or the forward's outstanding display, one thing was clear: a World Cup mode Mbappe is simply lethal.